So I just checked out Wicked for good. First thing I want to preface, I'm not the biggest fan of The Wizard of Oz, nor am I a huge fan of musicals, especially Broadway musical movies. Not because I find them bad or any ridiculous reason people try to use not to give a musical a chance, but it's just that so far the songs that originated from Broadway musicals tends not to connect with me. It's usually just not my type of music. Now that I've noted that, I'm going to specifically review Wicked for good with a few thoughts on Wicked Part 1. First things first, I really enjoyed this film so much so that I learned I'm in the minority of people who just prefer the second part over the first. And I don't really know why that is for others, but my personal reason is because the way they defame Effie in the second one is way more tricky and deceitful. In Wicked, Oz just tells the big lie at the end of the movie, and she was treated badly just because of her green skin. Sure, I mean it adds up for like racial themes, but in this fantastical world of talking animals, different heighted people, magical and ordinary people, a tin man, and a literal talking scarecrow, you're telling me that the one thing the Ozians couldn't handle in the first movie was a girl with green skin? Again, I'm sorry, it makes sense for like racial themes, but here in this movie, in this world, it just sounds a little goofy. But in this second part, we constantly watch as we see Effie just trying to help people for it just to be twisted against her or for someone to blame her for something that she didn't even cause. This movie works really well on themes of how the powerful can play with perspectives and deception against the less annoying. It was really interesting to see how they tingle up reality to create such a terrible lie. Plus, I feel like they improved on the lighting of the sets, the VFX looks better when it's needed the most, the stakes feel way higher, the scenes allow themselves to be sad and dramatic, the music personally worked for me a lot more and felt more emotionally powerful, and this movie really shows the incredible acting chops and range that both Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande both hold within themselves. These two performances were some of the best of the year, especially Ariana Grande, which was awesome to see as someone who first watched her back in Victorious. The only few issues I had with Wicked for good were how a bit too hopeful and naive they made Effie in the sequence involving Oz in the middle-ish part of the story, and how it canonically connected to The Wizard of Oz. Because I did like how much darker they made the overall story and the backstories for some of the characters, and I did find the twists and the character reveals cool, but logically and again canonically, the characterizations of those characters and the way the stories connect don't exactly line up as well as I'd hoped they did. Nonetheless, I still surprisingly really enjoyed it, so much so that I would personally give it a 9 out of 10.